Welcome to our comparative journey through India's governance, contrasting the British East India Company's rule with the vision and values of the Indian Constitution. For over 2 centuries, the East India Company shaped India's early administrative systems, laying down structures that would outlast their own rule. But after independence in 1947, India's leaders set out to build a new nation, culminating in the adoption of a transformative constitution in 1950. Today, we'll explore what changed, what continued, and how the spirit of democracy replaced colonial control. Let's begin by honoring the visionaries who made this transformation possible. India's constitution is not just a document, it's a tribute to the wisdom, sacrifice, and vision of its framers. Crafted over nearly 3 years of intense debate, it drew upon the experience of leaders who dedicated their lives to the nation. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of the Constitution, championed equality and fundamental rights. Dr. Rajendra Prasad provided dignified leadership, while Jawaharlal Nehru's objectives resolution set the nation's vision. Sardar Patel unified the country and shaped the civil services. Legal scholars like Aladi Krishnaswamy Iyer and women leaders such as Hansa Mehta, Sarojini Naidu, and Durgabai Deshmukh ensured the constitution was inclusive and just. Their collective wisdom made India a sovereign, democratic republic. Central question arises: did India simply inherit the British East India Company systems, or did it forge a new path? The answer is nuanced. While India did retain some administrative frameworks such as courts, civil services, and district administration, the core values, rights, and governance philosophy were completely transformed. The Constitution rejected colonial attitudes, instead embracing democracy, justice, and equality. This distinction between structure and spirit is crucial to understanding India's post-independence journey. One of the most significant continuities from the East India Company era was the highly centralized administrative system. The company established a strong top-down bureaucracy to maintain control over its vast territories. After independence, India retained a powerful central government with a union, state structure, central ministries, and all India administrative services. However, the purpose and values behind this centralization shifted, from serving colonial interests to promoting national unity and effective governance. District collector, or magistrate, is another legacy of the company's rule. Originally created to oversee revenue collection and maintain law and order, this role became a cornerstone of local administration. Post-independence, India continued with the district collector or district magistrate system, preserving its structural authority. Yet the focus gradually shifted from control and extraction to public service and development, reflecting the new nation's priorities. Indian Civil Service (ICS), established by the East India Company, was the backbone of colonial administration. After independence, India reformed and retained this system, creating the Indian Administrative Service (IAS), Indian Police Service (IPS), and Central Civil Services. These services continued to play a vital role in governance, but their mission has changed from enforcing colonial rule to serving the people and upholding constitutional value. India's legal system also carried forward several colonial-era laws, such as the Indian Penal Code 1860, the Criminal Procedure Code 1898, and the Evidence Act 1872. The Constitution, through Article 372, allowed these laws to continue temporarily for stability. Over time, many have been updated or replaced, but their initial retention highlights the practical need for continuity during a period of massive transition. East India Company's land revenue systems, Zamindari, Riotwari, and Malwari, shaped the way land records and administration function in modern India. Similarly, the Police Act of 1861, enacted after the 1857 uprising, continues to influence policing today. While these structures provided administrative continuity, their purposes and methods have been re-examined and reformed to better serve the public in independent India. Despite structural similarities, the Indian Constitution and the East India Company's rule are worlds apart in philosophy. The Constitution enshrines democracy, universal adult franchise, fundamental rights, social justice, and welfare values. It guarantees equality and liberty for all citizens. In stark contrast, company rule was a corporate dictatorship. There were no rights for ordinary people, only racial and economic exploitation, and governance was driven by profit, not public welfare. To sum up the contrast, the Indian Constitution stands for empowerment, rights, and democracy. It is a tool for uplifting the people and ensuring justice. The East India Company's rule, on the other hand, was about control, revenue extraction, and oppression. This fundamental difference in intent and outcome marks the true break from the colonial past. How did India retain certain colonial structures after independence? The answer lies in the need for continuity. The country required functioning courts, civil services, district administration, police, and revenue systems to maintain order and deliver services. Complete overhaul was not feasible in 1947, so reforms took place gradually. This pragmatic approach allowed India to stabilize and then transform these institutions over time. India's journey was not about imitating colonial rule, but about transforming inherited structures. The Constitution turned tools of control into instruments of justice and public service. This transformation was possible because of the vision, sacrifice, and wisdom of the elders in the Constituent Assembly, who reimagined governance for a free and inclusive nation. Thanks to the work of the Constitution's framers, India emerged as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. This was a complete reversal of colonial rule. The new constitution ensured that power belonged to the people, not to a distant company or foreign rulers. It laid the foundation for a just, inclusive, and progressive society. India's story is one of both continuity and change. While some administrative frameworks from the company era remained, their purpose and spirit were transformed. The Constitution provided the guiding light, ensuring that inherited systems served the people and upheld democratic values. This delicate balance between stability and reform has been key to India's progress. As we reflect on this journey, it's clear that India's transformation was made possible by the visionaries who guided the nation through its most critical transition. Their wisdom ensured that India did not just inherit a system but redefined it for justice, equality, and democracy. Their legacy continues to inspire, reminding us that true freedom lies not just in independence, but in building a society rooted in rights and dignity for all.